Hey guys, this is Marty Sutton with Sutton Media and Investments LLC. Just want to do a case study for you guys today. What prompted this is I got a call from a neighbor of the house you see on screen. I sold this house last year, about 13 months ago. This was a HUD home, and the neighbor called me and wanted me to sell his home. Now, mind you, I am an investor. I am not a realtor. And when I prompted him to wonder why he called me instead of a realtor, he told me that he liked how fast I sold this home here on the screen once I got it under contract. And more importantly, he liked the way I sold it with, he called it that text message thingy that you did. So I'm going to explain to you what he meant by that text message thingy. And I'm going to show you how this particular home right here, I was able to sell in 40 days. I could have sold it less than that, but the buyer had a snafu. But how I sold this home in 40 days, how it generated over 300 video views within that 30-day time frame, and how I added 35 people to my buyers list. There's 35 people that called about this property that actually told me, let me know when you get another property under contract. So there's some things that I did that most people don't know about, so I'm going to try and share those with you today, as well as try to keep this as short of a video as possible and concise, so you'll be able to see what I did. So this is a house. Let's go to HUDHomeValue.com. As you can see, this particular property was on Riding Court. It sold to me. I bought this house for $140,154. As you can see down here, it says purchase price right here. Purchaser type was an investor, which was me. Just to verify that, if you go over to my Gmail, this is my bid acceptance notice for that case number. And you'll see right here, it says buyer's name, Sutton Media Investments, and you'll see the address, Riding Court, on March the 20th, 2015, and you can see date bid accepted, which is March the 20th, 2015. So yes, in fact, I bought this house. I bought the house for $140,000, as you saw. I end up selling this for $165,000. That left me with about, let's see, yeah, I sold it for $165,000. This is on Zillow. This is current, shows when it was sold. So that's about what, a $24,000 spread. So with you factor in closing costs, I think I paid 2% realtor's commission on this, and I paid some transactional funding fees. But even with all of that, all in all, I still netted somewhere between 10 and 15 grand on this property. I believe, I don't remember off the top of my head, but this was one of the good ones. The reason I'm doing a case study on this one is because this was the first one that we did. We do our typical marketing as far as Craigslist and Postlets and Facebook and whatnot, but this was the first time we actually added a new marketing feature to our homes, and it worked out very well for us. So to help you, to illustrate that to you better, I want you guys, if you have a smartphone available, I want you to text Sutton Deal, SUTTONDEAL, I'm sorry, one word, Sutton Deal, to 41242. And I'm going to put that on the screen on this video. Once you text that, you'll get a quick text response with a link in it. Hit that link and you'll be able to follow and understand what I did to market these properties. So before I set that up, I need to figure out what my hook was going to be. If you don't have a hook on your properties, or a USP, which is a unique selling proposition, something that's going to make people gravitate to your house before all others, you're going to just get caught up with every other house on the market. So what I normally do for that, I go over to ePraisal.com. I see what their estimates as far as home values are. I normally take these two, the ePraisal value and the Zillow value, and average those out, which I think came out to about $209,000. I'll go over to iComps, and normally their estimated value was not too far, or I'll just find three that are apples to apples with my my listing. You know, same amount of beds, equal square footage or roundabout, and within, you know, a couple years of the year built. I'll find three of those and average them out, and normally it's pretty close to this. So between the 209,000 here or 210,000, and ePraisal gave me 209,000, I determined that in my mind the house was worth 210,000. So my hook, my unique selling proposition was 45K below market. I'm going to sell this house for 165, which is 45K below market, and that's how I was going to advertise it. So on all my Craigslist ads, I was like, get this house 45K below market. That was my subject line. Luxury home 45K below market. Steal of a deal 45K below market. That was my unique selling proposition. That was my hook. Now with this app that you just text and got back to you, I'm now was able to sync this up with a company called YepText. YepText provides my marketing, my text message marketing. So that's how you're able to add a word, a Yep word they call it, which on this particular one, Sutton deal, was my Yep word to this website, this mobile app that you're looking at, and able to you know, make that feature work. So now all I did is I created bandit signs. Yes, bandit signs. And here's a tip. Sometimes, depending on what asset manager you are working with, they won't allow you to put any type of marketing materials in the yard or even in the house until after you've sold it, which is kind of crazy. I have it under contract, and they want to keep their same marketing stuff, even though I'm selling the house cheaper than what were advertising it for on HUD. Sometimes, as you go back and see, when they listed this property, they had it originally listed for $187,500. I put in a bid, a low market bid of $140,000. Actually, I was cheaper, lower than that, because I got it $140,000 net to HUD. I actually anticipated HUD to just give me a counter offer, but to my surprise, they accepted at 74% of the original list price. So I got a steal of a deal on this, so I just passed that saving on to this. So back to my point, even though I'm marketing this house cheaper than what HUD have it advertised, sometimes depending on what asset manager you deal with, they don't want you to put bandit signs or for sale by owner signs or anything in their yard until after you actually own the property. Which, although I had it under contract, I didn't own it. Technically, HUD still owned it. So this was my roundabout. I created bandit size. One said contemporary home, 45K below market value. Text Sutton deal to 41242. Another bandit side said still over deal, killer of a deal. 45K below market. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Text Sutton deal to 4124. And I put these bandit signs everywhere because now that the app is allowing people, the mobile website is allowing people to have all the information. I don't need that bandit sign to be in the yard. I can now put that bandit sign along the highway, at intersections, anywhere. There's no restrictions for me to market this house. I can. It's just some a-hole of an asset manager won't let me market it in the yard. But I can still draw buyers to this property. Now, on that app, on that mobile website, you'll see that there is a video for that. That app allowed me, at the time that the house sold, I had well over, let's go down. This is one of the videos. This has 249 views to date. This is a year ago that I created this video. But I created another video. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Actually, let's go back one. This video here, same property. I added the 45K below market to the description. 421 views to date. At the time that I made this video, or I'm sorry, at the time that I sold the house, we still had over, we had over 300 views to that video within that 30 to 40 day period that we sold the house. So that app worked wonders for me. It's something that I'm using that I don't see a lot of realtors doing. They have a text message system, similar setup, but it involves a lot of follow-up before you get information about the house. Whereas you can see on that mobile app that you just text to, you can see that you get a video, you can get the description, you get everything, the realtor's information, or in this instance, my investor information about the house. So the buyer, potential buyer, has everything they need to make a decision to come and see the house. They almost fall in love with the house before they even get here. So half the time, this house is, 50-60% sold before they even come, because they have all the information they need, versus a realtor sign in the yard with just a phone number. Because you get a lot of people that want to see inside of a house, but they don't want to be, hard sold by a realtor. They just want to look and make a decision. So they're intimidated by the whole process. They don't want to talk about numbers just yet, or finance just yet, because they're not sure if they even want this house, and they don't want to go through that process. So that's my video for today. This is how I'm doing this. If you want to know more about how to get an app created for your individual properties, I'm going to put that link to our website here on the screen in this video, and also in the video description. So that's it. I hope this gave you some value. Again, this is Marty Sutton with Sutton Media Investments LLC. Check it out for now. Happy investing, guys, and take care. Talk to you later.